The Burdge Law Office specializes in RV lemon law nationwide. The following is not legal advice. For additional information, see rvlemonlaw.com. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another video. You know, RV ownership can be fun, but it can also be very frustrating, especially when you have a problem where you go to the dealer and the dealer says, well, that's the manufacturer's problem. And the manufacturer says, no, that's the vendor's problem. And the vendor says, no, that's the owner's problem. You get caught up in this three-way deal, and I call it RV purgatory. What happens when somebody has a problem with their slide out? You got a new RV, relatively new RV. You got an issue with your slide out. Who do you go to? How do you prevent, or can you prevent that? Well, it's the manufacturer. No, it's the vendor. No, how do you prevent that whole three-way thing going on? That was a subject that I asked my friend Ron Burdge about. He is the RV lemon lawyer. Here's a part of that conversation right now. So I have a question about, it's about slide outs. And Ron, this may be may not be in your wheelhouse, but on my Facebook groups, I see it seems like an increasing number of people that have issues with their slide outs on brand new RVs. And when they go and try to get them repaired or fixed or get this problem addressed, they feel like they're getting the runaround. Do you see anything regarding slide outs or have any information, or are we just kind of, am I asking a question that you don't know much about?
Oh, no, that's a common problem that I see and hear all the time. Matter of fact, RVIA did a study not too long ago on the most common problems that RVers have with new RVs, according to what dealers are telling them. And the slide-out water leaks are one of the biggies that they get. And there are a lot of problems with slide-outs, frankly, because when you complain about it to a dealer, the dealer has to go to the factory. The factory usually has to turn around and go to the supplier of the parts that are used for the mechanism itself to make it go in and out properly. So if you got a problem with the slide out, it's not always something that is going to be covered by warranty, although most of the time it will. You got to bear in mind, I think, that when you're complaining about a slide out, if the factory says we didn't make that slide out, or the dealer says we didn't make that slide out, or whoever it is that's saying it, the bottom line is your problem with the slide out sealing properly and such, the way the slide out was built, or is it going in and coming out? If it's the going in, coming out problem, that's the mechanism aspect. And that is almost always going to be covered by the factory, but you got to look for your booklet, your warranties, and whatever else, and see if you got a direct warranty from the maker of the mechanical parts of the slide out. Because if you did, that's probably where you're going to end up with responsibility for the problems. If not, then the factory that built the RV in general is on the hook for it, and they're responsible to make it right. But once again, it's like anything else with an RV. If you don't get a quick answer, you got to complain and complain and complain until somebody pays attention.
Have you ever had an issue that actually, a lemon law case that involved a slide out? Maybe, give me a Ron story if you've got one. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. In fact, the one that comes to mind is the guy who was told by the dealer, well, we didn't make that slide out, the factory did. And then the factory said, well, we didn't make that slide out. The parts that you're talking about are actually from somebody else. And that's the people you got to go to complain. And that is such a load of baloney. The factory, if they buy bad parts and put them in your RV, they're on the hook for them. If they don't warranty it, then that's a different ballgame. But almost all the time, you're going to see the factory warranting it. That poor guy got the royal runaround until they finally filed a lawsuit against him and gave up on them, and then they had to give up on him and take care of him. Unfortunately, it took a lawsuit to make him pay attention because he wasn't going to go away, though.
So how long did that gentleman's process, the whole, trying to get his slide out? It sounds like he probably had a reasonable request to get it resolved from start to finish. We're talking weeks, months, a year?
Now, that took a couple of months from the time we got a hold of it to the time we got it straightened out for him. The problem was, I think, you just generally, if the factory will give you the runaround and you'll take the runaround, then you'll keep getting the runaround. And sometimes it has to have a nasty letter from a lawyer to make them realize, okay, now they're getting serious.
But it would seem to me that manufacturers, they don't want you to feel, screwed over by them, neglected by them. Do they? Or are they just so busy they can't get to their customers?
I think you're right. I don't think they intend to foul up so badly. But part of the problem is that they are very busy with a lot of claims. With all the RVs being sold, there's more than ever. And unfortunately, that means there's more bad ones than ever. And so that means there's more calls into the people at the service desk. So the result is sometimes they get overwhelmed and they just can't keep up with it. And so they give a runaround to the people who don't call back and stick on the line and complain.
Are slide outs a pretty big deal? I mean, I guess, that's how do you measure that? But I mean, is that a big deal for manufacturers? Consumers have issues, and that's like a big percentage of the problems that they have to deal with?
Yeah, according to dealerships and the survey that RVIA did of them, the slide out systems itself and the water leaks that can develop from it are one of the top 10 problems that they actually see with new RVs that are coming out of the factory.
So what advice do you have for somebody most of the big RVs all have slide outs. Any advice for the consumer who's buying one before they leave the lot, maybe just make sure everything works, or does that, I don't know.
Oh yeah. I think the bottom line of it is when you're looking for an RV and you're getting ready to shop and you do the walkthrough of it before you sign any paperwork at all, you need to walk through it carefully, make a list of anything and everything that is wrong, and then tell the dealer as soon as they got it all fixed to let you know, and you'll come back and buy it. The problem is a lot of people, they get that anxiousness. They want to buy it right now. And the problem there is if you buy it and it's got problems, then getting an appointment and getting those things fixed isn't going to happen as quick as you may want it to. They'll do almost anything to sell it and deliver it, including fix the problems, if you insist that they fix them first.
You know what Ron was saying? It's one of those things like, sounds easy, does hard. It sounds easy. Before you pick up your RV, make sure that everything is working as it should be before you leave. The hard part is doing it, because we're all so excited. We want to hitch up. We want to get out of there. The dealer, they know everything's working, right? Not necessarily. Do not take possession of that new RV. Don't do it. Not until you're 100% satisfied that everything is done correctly. By the way, if you think you have a lemon RV, most RVs are not lemons, but when you get one, it's a bad thing. If you think you might have a lemon RV, there's a free evaluation form that you can fill out. The Burdge Law Firm will give you, they'll let you know if they think you have a lemon RV and what you need to do about it. Just click on the link below. Take you 2 seconds, 2 minutes probably to fill out that form, that information, give you some peace of mind. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. I'll see you in the next video.